Last episode, we talked about the expensive problems you can't see. Today, we're answering the question everybody asks after that. What happens when you actually find one? Welcome back to the Integrity Guys podcast. I'm Gary.
And I'm Graham.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Cooper.
And we're the Integrity Guys. It's time for another round of Would You Rathers. First one. Would you rather have your remodel finish exactly on budget, but finish 6 weeks late, or finish exactly on time, but cost 10% more?
The second one, because I think if we do it 6 weeks late, what if you need it done at a certain amount of time? And if it's not done in that certain amount of time, who knows what could happen? Maybe there's a schedule or like a birthday party that someone has to go to or you have to go to.
Okay, I'm gonna say I think I'd lean heavily on the budget because I don't want to go over in expenses because I like to budget for things.
I think it depends on why it's late. There's a lot of reasons a project can be delayed, and some are out of the control of the contractor. And when you agree to a price, typically you want to stay with it.
Solid point. Yeah.
And that's exactly why. This is a hard question, you guys. Sometimes delays do happen because of inspections, weather delays, material delays. Sometimes we find something in the house nobody could have known was there. The important thing is communication because no one likes surprises.
Especially expensive ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Would you rather number 2? Okay, guys. Let's say we have a bathroom remodel. We pull up the floor. The subfloor is completely rotten.
Uh-oh.
Do you fix it or patch it and stay on budget?
Fix it.
Yeah. I mean, you have to fix it, even though it's really expensive.
Yeah, that's usually when everybody gets quiet.
Mhm.
Says, see the bill.
It's unfortunate, but yeah.
Exactly. Nobody wants to hear it, but somebody ignored that problem at least once before. If we cover it up, we're just passing it on to the next homeowner to deal with later. When we find something like that, we stop, take pictures, show the homeowners, and walk through the options.
So if you found something I would ask for you to show me if this were my home, right? And then the thing I am always scared of is our favorite topic of mold, right? Could it lead to mold if it were rotten, or is it just dry rot?
The M word.
The M word.
Mold and mildew are popular discoveries when we expose concealed cavities of an old home, like the floor and the wall cavities. Very valid. All right, guys, last one. You get 2 estimates. One's $30,000 and the other is $45,000. Graham, who are you hiring?
Well, I'd probably stick with the 30,000 because it's a lot cheaper. Why is a one so much cheaper?
I think that's a really good question, Graham, because, what's missing? What's the difference between the two prices? I'd like to know.
Exactly, because we're not just comparing prices, we're comparing like all of everything that we're getting.
Yeah.
Services and quality and all that jazz, right?
Yeah, because if, like, the one we did last time, the last podcast we did, we said we could do, like, a higher person that was better at doing the job that was more expensive, or doing a cheaper one that wasn't as good. We talked about that, and if it was a better one for 45,000, we're going to stick with the 45,000 like we all agreed on. But if it's the 30,000, and it's a bad budget, if it's a different, then the bad budget, or, like, the person that's not as good, the new, I should say, then we stick with the 45,000 still.
Totally. Guys, it's really essential that you understand more than just the price, what's all involved in a scope of work. 3 different companies come out to quote a bathroom. 3 different companies quote a completely different level of remodel. So for sure, don't just compare numbers, compare the scope.
True that.
What if the numbers are fairly similar, but one is maybe a couple $1,000s more? What should people be looking out for?
We always recommend that you start with checking out a company's credentials. If they replace siding or roofing regularly, then they should be prepared to show you their builder's license in Michigan that is required, as well as their insurance. There's 3 different types of insurance that any contractor should show. They better have a general liability policy, workers' compensation, and commercial auto. They're going to work at our house.
Gives them like a protective shield while people are doing work.
Yeah, with proper insurance, everyone's protected. It's
Sounds good to me.
Love that.
I know, right?
Seems like it's worth a couple extra bucks.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. And honestly, what homeowners tell us all the time is that they go with a lower quote sometimes, and then later there are extras and surprises, delays, and complications. And the initial seemingly high estimate ended up being right in line with the end cost.
My gosh, I can't imagine what it would cost to redo the whole thing too.
Totally. Yeah. Homeowners tell us that they're very frustrated sometimes when they hire a lesser company who provides a miniature scope of what we deduce is necessary. And then throughout the process, our homeowner asks for those items that we're missing to be included as well.
Yeah.
So ready, aim, fire is how we like to plan things.
Yes.
All right, you guys. Segment 2, Michigan homeowner story. Let's look at a real story that happened right here in Michigan. A house on Lake Michigan got so close to the edge that the owners had to demolish it before it fell into the lake.
That's wild. Graham, can you imagine watching like your whole backyard disappear? Like it's there one day and then you look out the back kitchen window and then it's like gone. It's like
That'd
a
be
cliff.
so weird. Like if like a black hole sucked off all of it.
Kinda. But I mean, if it literally fell off and then went down a cliff and yeah,
That'd be
be
absolutely
so scary.
crazy.
you couldn't like have friends come over and play in the backyard.
Yeah, not at all. Because there wouldn't even be a backyard.
Right.
It'd be a big darn cave.
Imagine every year you're losing a little more lawn right by the water's edge where you put your lawn chairs. You know, you got to move them back every year when you put them back out.
That's so scary.
That's very scary to think about. Then
Well-
one day you could lose your house.
Yeah.
It keeps inching back.
You couldn't play catch with Fido in the backyard either.
Fido.
This didn't happen overnight, though, guys. The water kept eating away at that bluff little by little until there wasn't even enough left to support the home.
Crazy.
I think that's why homeowners miss these kinds of problems. They're so gradual, so they're not always obvious until like a major catastrophic event happens, and it's like bam.
Yeah, most water damage works the same way. It doesn't usually happen all at once. A small leak, poor drainage, bad grading, moisture in an attic. You don't notice it until years later sometimes.
Yeah. And, you know, from what I've seen, by the time that we're out there, we're fixing the result of the problem, not the cause, which is why, you know, if you want to avoid the M word, do some preventative maintenance before you see it and have to do extra work.
Right.
Make sure it's done the right way the first time.
Most definitely. We found that services with roofing are often a $200 to $500 savings up front that cause an average of a $3,000 to $5,000 consequence later. So spend the pennies to save the dollars.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sorry.
water always wins?
Yeah, if you ignore it long enough, water is one of the most destructive things a home deals with.
Which is kind of the theme of today's episode. Little problems don't stay little forever.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And that's why we tell homeowners don't ignore the warning signs. They almost always get more expensive with time, everyone.
Sounds like it.
Scary stuff.
I can.
All right. I know you've all seen these videos. We remodeled our entire kitchen for $5,000.
Are you wondering how, Graham, that's even possible? Do
Yeah.
you have like an idea of how much $5,000 is? Do you think you could like fix a kitchen with that, make it new?
I mean, that'd be really crazy.
Like
To
cheap?
pay $5,000 for doing your kitchen?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty expensive.
Right. That's why. He understands quite how much a kitchen remodel is.
Yes.
What do you think, Coop?
Well, I think then you watch it and realize half the family's in construction. Or maybe it's grandpa's garage, you know, and he somehow has every tool known to man.
Funny.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I like seeing people tackle projects themselves, but what gets left out is usually the biggest part of the story.
Like what?
Well, the amount of time it takes to remodel a space. We watch these 30-minute episodes on TV where an entire bathroom gets remodeled, and then they say that they spent $2,000 on the materials. It's just not realistic with the labor costs and material costs today.
I've seen those where they take down like a load-bearing wall in the kitchen and didn't realize it. I think there's a show called like Help Me, I like ruined my house or something like that, because they were trying to do their own demoing and they took out a bunch of stuff and then they're just like, I'm completely overwhelmed. It's cost so much more than I thought and now I don't want to further like destroy my home. So
Yeah.
they call in the professionals at the end of the day.
Well, this sounds like a great time to inform you all that MI Remodelers loves to help people go in with a plan on how you could remodel any space properly. We take into consideration code requirements, building restrictions, and what very well may be mold, lead, and asbestos containing materials. That way we protect every homeowner, and never do you start demoing a wall yourself, not knowing if it's structural or not. Because an open concept is a cool kitchen style, but that's not how you want your ceiling and your roof.
I was gonna say, then the open concept turns to a closed concept when the roof caves in.
Oh my gosh.
We'd all need our hard hats on then, wouldn't we?
Sounds not the best time ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, homeowners may not have all the tools to complete a project like professionals do, and so after 6 visits to the Home Depot for screwdrivers, has time been saved or wasted?
Wasted for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
6
super frustrated.
Frustrated.
That's why I tell homeowners, use social media for inspiration, not budgeting. If you've got the skills and you enjoy doing it, great, but don't watch a highlight reel and assume that that's what every kitchen should cost.
And I think, yeah, those numbers that they flash on TV or, hey, I got a deal, that's what gives them their basis of understanding of what a budget would be until they get a real company out that gives an actual quote that encompasses all of the work and obviously insurances that they never talk about on TV, by the way. And then they get frustrated and they think maybe this company is ripping them off. I know prices seem high when you have a professional come in and take care of the job versus, of course, the DIY like Uncle Jack and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Grandpa Joe and
Right.
Aunt.
I quickly want to say that there's also been an influx of AI tools that tell you they'll get you an instant quote in minutes. Or you might just go to ChatGPT or Copilot and expect to get, what every company's going to offer you, but Copilot has no idea. They're just using numbers from www World Wide Web. Those numbers people get really connected with and integrated in their head. So I wouldn't trust that either.
Absolutely. And what I've noticed is some of the biggest companies out there, those national brands, the guys who sponsor the news and things, these guys will advertise some of the wildest and craziest things imaginable. We're going to give you 50% off labor and 50% off materials. Or perhaps it's the free window extravaganza, including free labor and free material and free installation.
Heck yeah.
Plus, we'll give you an iPad.
Amazing.
Somehow it costs more than the local guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're getting paid to replace your windows. Is that right?
Sounds great. Sign me up.
Hated to
Where's that deal?
I don't think it actually ends up being that way, though. That window that they advertise for $129 may not actually exist.
On the next episode, but things don't exist.
But honestly, guys, when you're looking at quotes, you're considering pricing, you think about the possibility of doing a kitchen remodel and $5,000 budget. Here's the reality. You don't get to move the location of any of your utilities at that rate. You're not removing the drywall to inspect what's really lurking inside the wall. You don't get a chance to upgrade your insulation levels concealed in those wall cavities. And once you put your new countertops and cabinets in, think you're ever going to take them back out again?
No way, Jose.
That's not the
Goal. Definitely not the goal.
So now what have we done? We've double buried stuff that we all would rather have removed. If you saw what I saw inside the walls, you would never want what $5,000 in a kitchen remodel could get you.
Yeah.
And so this is the unpopular conversation that we have every day, and it's talking about the difference between what one company is willing to do for you and another. And so we don't just have 2 or 3 options. We offer all of them. So we listen to our clients and what's important to them and help them develop a scope that's all encompassing.
Awesome.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And some projects are better off calling a professional. Knowing the difference can save you a lot of money and a lot of headaches.
I don't think that there's anything wrong with DIY. You just kind of have to know kind of what you're getting yourself into. And after being in the industry, guys, I don't want to install roofing or siding. I want it done the right way.
Oh, heck
Because
yeah.
Heck yeah.
I've been in attics where they let the new guy, I presume, just shoot 1,000 nails into one board. That ruins the entire integrity of your roof.
awful.
and the wood behind it.
Yeah.
While you're risking your life on a 2-story roof, just let a professional do it who's got the right insurance and does it every day.
Yes.
Kind of makes sense.
And it'll last a lot longer.
Yeah, you actually get the warranty.
That is a great
Good point.
feature of hiring an established business. Not only are there manufacturer's warranties that apply when their materials are installed correctly, but an established company is going to warranty their labor. So you, the consumer, end up with a new roof or siding install that you won't have to worry about.
If you receive materials that weren't how you liked them, what would you do with them?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you for asking. We nearly never buy materials from places that we don't have a long-term relationship with, and very few high-quality materials have workmanship or material defects. But I can remember 2 or 3 times in my career, and it's a real delightful process because they take care of everything. In fact, a couple of times we've been very well compensated to do work that was done right completely over again because of a color manufacturer's defect. And when that happens, it's always on a 50-unit apartment building.
No.
My goodness.
Dan, we have to talk about something. You were on the Air Then podcast. I don't think I've ever seen you that excited.
Seriously, I've never seen someone so passionate about air.
Yeah.
Air.
Ventilation might actually be your love language, I think.
It's
You guys
true.
know me so well. Stop making fun of me. But it was totally a cool experience, and I'm so grateful for my friend Paul who invited me on. I've listened to that podcast for many years, and they do have some of the best conversations in the roofing industry. So getting invited on was an honor.
So help me understand, out of everything in construction, excuse me, why ventilation?
Because it's one of the biggest things homeowners never think about. Because last year it was one of the most common errors in residential construction.
Wow.
And because, as you know, a majority of my background has been focused on the roofing industry, and becoming a professional roofer means getting credentialed through the manufacturers whose shingles we install. And along the way, I've learned this isn't really a secret. Why is it done wrong so often? I don't know. But attic ventilation is essential.
Yeah, if you don't have the right ventilation and FA, you might notice your roof starts falling down, and then people start to notice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, a roof is certainly a system. The shingles, the decking, the insulation, the ventilation on the intake side, ventilation on the exhaust side, they all work together. If one part isn't doing its job, the whole system fails.
So, what's a real example?
Well, Graham, I'd like to tell you about the story we mentioned on Air Vent. It was about a homeowner who had an insulation problem in his attic. He hired what he thought to be a good insulation company to resolve his issue. They came in and blew in a bunch of new insulation, but unfortunately they didn't vent the eave edges. They blew insulation over all of the vents.
How good is the intake working now?
Yeah.
Guys, this is actually personal for me. I did this attic inspection myself. I don't get to do as many as I'd like these days. And it was so unbearably hot in there. I could only stick around for about 5 minutes. Usually my attic inspection's 10 or 15. The roof was so hot up there. It was over 130 degrees. So this is why I always tell the homeowners, proper ventilation will create a much longer lasting roof. This particular homeowner, because of his vents being covered, his whole entire roof failed prematurely and had to be all replaced.
That would be bad, right, buddy?
Yeah. Can't even imagine that.
So the roof wasn't really the problem. The insulation guys cooked his roof.
Well, I didn't get to inspect his roof until the insulation was already installed, but what was a 20-year-old roof that appeared to have mostly all proper ventilation, or the insulation covering them, ended up only lasting around 21 years.
Bummer.
So, the hidden parts of your home, like the vents, matter more than most people realize.
I never thought I'd say this, but you almost have me interested in attic ventilation. Just kidding. I was interested in attic ventilation. I love attic ventilation like you do too. But
Careful.
people don't know about it. Not as much as you, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you love attic ventilation, and I very much appreciate it after all that I've learned.
Be careful. Next thing you know, he might have you checking every eave vent that you drive by now.
I mean, I sort of already do.
Fair enough. Me too.
Everyone in my family is scarred with knowing what ridge vent, what seamless gutters, what skylights, and other terminology actually mean.
Ease trough.
Can we really ever go on a family walk, you guys, and have Dad not say, "Look at that roof, look at that shingle. Oh,
my
no,
gosh,
the
I don't think
ventilation
so.
isn't right."
Not at all.
We just do that all the
Oh
time.
my gosh.
Yeah,
that's not
every-
right. Oh no, the paint isn't the next.
Can't escape it.
Yes.
Passion's a passion, man.
Look at that house over there, you guys. 21 years ago, I put that roof
Well,
on.
that too, yeah.
Look at how nice it looks still today.
Oh my gosh. So today's lesson is don't let Dad get started on ventilation unless you've got an extra hour.
Fair enough, but if it helps one homeowner avoid replacing a roof twice, I'll take it. Hey, Graham, can you sign us off?
Yeah, call 888-544-7366 and don't forget to tell them Graham sent you.